Hey, so week one of the Ryan Tedder monthly course is finished. Was a busy week. There was a few hours of content to get through, and then listening to other people's songs and kind of putting it into practice. So started out with Ryan finding a vibe. He put some parts down on an electric guitar and kind of showed how he comped those into the take that he was after with different plugins and different things to get the sounds that he wanted, and went into writing the melody, kind of finding a concept around the lyrics, and then recording and producing vocals. Final touches, mixing and mastering. So it's really great to see Ryan work. He works super fast, and all the ideas he comes up with, they're awesome. So you're just like, damn, with different melodies and different things. But I'll go through each part and just go through a couple of notes that I jotted down. So in the starting points and finding a vibe, Ryan's coming from this. I guess he's writing songs not for One Republic. He's writing in this song. It was kind of like a Justin Bieber, maybe Maroon 5 vibe for the song. So he kind of said in there, the best usage of your time is to work out how to write something that isn't too niche. So just, he kind of maybe 2 or 3 different artists could maybe fit the vibe of the song. Another thing that he said that stuck out was that he doesn't think he's Jacob Collier. Not sure if I'm saying that right or not, but or Charlie Puth. His idea is he sucks just enough to get the idea across, and he thinks sometimes if you get too good, you get in your own way. So I like the sound of that. After that, he went into writing the melody for the song, and it just seems to come so freely and naturally for him. And once we had to go through and do that as well, the students. So my first kind of vibe I had was I got a little loop from Splice and pitched it up, and just it ended up being like, I guess, a kind of Chainsmokers vibe. So yeah, it sounds like this. Yeah, so that's where I started out with something probably a little bit different if you've heard my own original music, but it's always interesting to write music for different things. So next went into writing the melody, and some kind of points that stuck out there were Ryan combed kind of through the melody to find words or phrases that his subconscious had filled in. Basically he's just re-emphasizing, that the song's a story, and if there's no chorus, there's no song. So the verse, pre-chorus, bridge, etc., they all bow down to the chorus. He did mention a couple of other things which are interesting as well. There's a lot of songs coming out now that start with a chorus, and there's also like a different verse melody in verse 2. That was interesting, and he kind of thought that a lot of that came from maybe where different rappers will feature on songs, so people are used to hearing another melody in the second verse. So that was interesting to get kind of hear him talk about that. He also mentioned that he saw kind of like the sweet spot for songs in 2020. Broad strokes was kind of 2 minutes 15 to 2 minutes 45. So he just talks more about being like universal with the lyrics and different things, and not kind of getting too like stuck in the vortex of the line. So as in like always step away and think like, does this fit for the whole song? Ryan has all the vintage gear, very envious of that, and all the plugins as well. But yeah, I mean, it's having the gear, but also knowing how to use them, that helps as well. But some of the plugins used were Valhalla, Vintage Verb, RC20, Microshift by Soundtoys, CLA Vocals, which he loves the face-to-face dry setting when he's tracking vocals. What else did he mention? Auto-Tune Live, he tracks with that on. Little Altar Boy, he uses that to pitch up his voice if he's trying to write a song to pitch to a female artist. Yeah, so we went through then just kind of working out melodies and different things. So this is what I came up with. Wasn't sure on the key for a lot of this song, but yeah, we got something in the end. So I'm thinking out me. So I'm guessing I get nothing. And you say I didn't say that I think I'm dying to beat it up. I'm so tired, but you're losing sleep for. You're losing sleep for, 'cause I don't wanna miss a single piece of this. So tired, but if I don't go to sleep, then I don't gotta wake up. Yeah, so you get the vibe, that type of thing. Up next was finding a concept for the song, so working out the gibberish that you just sung over the track and trying to make those lyrics work together. That was really interesting to see the different things that Ryan came up with. A lot of this stuff as well, he does explain. They just kind of come to him with the lyric writing. He kind of can't explain it, which I think even. Not even putting myself in the same sentence as him, but as a songwriter, that's how it kind of happens. You're playing a groove on the guitar, you think of one thing, and then just the whole other thing comes out. And I'm sure there's a lot of influences from what you've heard that day, or if there's something happening, or a blind just blew in the wind then, so maybe that like influences your phrasing of a word or a line. So it was good that he was upfront with a lot of that stuff, and wasn't can be a little bit like he was just kind of genuine, uber talented, but just seems really genuine. It was great to watch his process. When he was coming up for the lyrics, it was refreshing to kind of see this screenshot here of him, just kind of being like, what's that line need to be? After that, we moved through to finalising the song with light production, recording the vocals, and final touches and mixing and mastering. When recording vocals, no hot spicy food or carbonated water before recording vocals. Don't sit down. Use a gate. That's basically just like stops any low level hum or anything coming through your mic that you don't really need in the vocals. Ryan has some really expensive mics, but he does also record on this mic, so that's reassuring that it's not the gear. Then after that he went through just kind of finalizing the song and light production, and he once again just reiterated that you should listen and then go away and get a drink or do something else, or for normal people go to work, come back and listen to it afterwards and with fresh ears and see what you think. So but he really also kind of emphasise the focus on songcraft and songwriting and arrangement as opposed to production. So that was kind of it. In a nutshell, I'm looking forward to starting the process again this week with a whole new song. Not really sure what vibe I'll go with. I'm very used to writing songs, I guess, even in the process of with an acoustic guitar, or like rarely with a loop or some type of really basic keyboard line or something. So Ryan does it a lot in the DAW, so like the recording program on the computer, and I did find myself throughout the process kind of being like, oh, what about this sound or that sound, and you lose a lot of time kind of worrying about that stuff, which is maybe like you said, focus on songwriting and that craft as opposed to production, because I don't really consider myself a mixer, I don't consider myself a mixer or a producer, but one day, and just slowly, bit by bit. But so I'll play a bit of the song now that I finish it. But I guess before that, the only thing that really kind of stood out, and I, like, off the site, heard a few people that they weren't, super happy with. Was, so you're in the course, Ryan has video content, you go and make things, you post it into a group, which are your peers, and once you've posted it, the next step is for you to go and they actually assign you people to listen to their songs and give them feedback, and it's kind of like a compliment sandwich of, something good that you've done, something you could do better, and something else good that you could do. And yeah, I mean, I've been in courses before where there's actual mentors, and the person's background, their speciality, you want to learn from them, and the perspective that they're coming from. I just found in the peer feedback, it was a little bit hit and miss, and kind of like you're not really sure who's throwing ideas at you and whose ideas you should take maybe with a grain of salt, and whose ideas you should take more seriously. So that was the only bit that I found a little bit weird in the course. I think it might be better to have specific mentors that kind of can go through in the course with monthly. Ryan did comment on some people's songs, which I'm sure would be really, really awesome for them. I didn't go into it expecting that he'd comment on every little like thing that I did, and I think anyone that did that was living a little bit of a dream, maybe. But we'll see. Maybe he'll comment on something of mine down the track. But yeah, super impressed by his process. He's just even more talented than I thought he was. And yeah, just seems like a nice, good bloke that's kind of tells it how it is, but also not on himself when he could be super cocky from all the success that he has. Definitely has a really nice Rolex too, if you're into watches. But anyways, I'm going to play this track, and I will hopefully get better at doing these videos for next week. But if you've made it this far, hope you're well. And this is a track that I came up with. It started off with a loop from Splice, and it was a little bit too close to the Dua Lipa song, IDGAF. Yeah, so I ended up kind of going with this guitar, which had a bit of like a lo-fi sound to it, which was acoustic. And the rest of the track built from there, just kind of with some percussion, a few kind of breaths, reverse snares, different things, reverse kicks. I manipulated kind of some vocals in there as well, which was fun. I don't normally kind of play with this stuff too much, so I'm going to stop talking. Here's a song. Have a great day.
So I'm thinking if I leave, I've been thinking what could it been. Time don't stop, this moment won't last for long. If I stay, we got all night till the sun blows up. We can do anything we want, and long we don't. I'm tired, but if I don't go to sleep, then I don't gotta wake up. I'm guessing I'm tired. But if I don't go to sleep, but if I don't go to sleep, then I don't gotta wake up. I don't gotta wake up. 'Cause I don't wanna miss a single piece of this. I'm so tired. But if I don't go to sleep, then I don't gotta wake up. If I don't go to sleep, then I don't gotta wake up. Never gonna wake up.
And that is the track.